Awesome. Okay, my friends. Deep breath, big welcome. I think most of you have gotten the theme for tonight. I'm very excited about the songs and the whole theme of childhood dreams and adult visions and how we believe in them, how we feed children's dreams, how we feed each other's dreams, so that dreams and visions become the world that we want to create. I think that's my theme every time, but anyway, I'm highlighting it a little bit. So I want to repeat again the wonderful words of Arundhati Roy that I sent out in the invitation. Many of you know of her, fabulous, amazing activist, writer. She won the Booker Prize for her book, The God of Small Things, I think it's called, a few decades ago. And she had said this in a talk. She said, "Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing." And we're going to sing about that later. But you know, Martin Luther King had a dream. The young DACA dreamers have a dream. And no social movement, no social change has ever happened without it starting out as a dream and a vision. And probably 3/4 of the time somebody said, well, that ain't gonna happen. That's impossible, right? So we're living in a world that was not considered possible in so many ways. So let's sing. I know, last question. Any young people here? Anyone under 15 here tonight? Raise hands if anybody's got young ones with them. Maybe not. Okay, then we get to be the young ones. Oh boy, we get to live it up. Let's sing this really wonderful song from the old gospel tradition, Come and Go With Me to That Land, a visionary song. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. I love songs like this because if you don't know it, if you didn't know it 30 seconds ago, you know it now, right? It's just right in there. So sing, everybody sing, and of course remember that singing at home alone is the most fabulous way to sing next to being in a big room with other people. You can let it out, you can be off key, you can sing harmony, you can sing different words. Nobody knows. So have a blast. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Good to see you dancing. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. So this is one of the many songs from the tradition of enslaved Africans who sang of freedom in all kinds of language. A lot of it was in the language of heaven or promised land, but most believe that that was coded language so that the overseers and owners wouldn't hear them singing about the North, singing about freedom in this world. And I think pretty surely this is one of those songs. So it's freedom, there'll be freedom in that land, there'll be justice. Let's sing that. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land fabulous zipper songs where you can add your own visions. So if you have a vision of the land that you want to go to and want us to come along, would you write it in the chat right now? The form is, there'll be in that land, okay? And you can stretch the syllables a little bit, but give us some suggestions and we will sing them. There'll be love in that land. There'll be love in that land. There'll be love in that land where I'm bound. There'll be love in that land. There'll be love in that land. There'll be love in that land where I'm bound. Oh boy, these are going by so fast I can't catch them all. That's just fine. They're wonderful. No nuclear weapons in that land. No nuclear weapons in that land. No nuclear weapons in that land where I'm bound. No nuclear weapons in that land. No nuclear weapons in that land. No nuclear weapons in that land where I'm bound. Thank you for suggesting that, Dave and Jan, on this 75th anniversary of the horrific bombing of Hiroshima. Thank you for that. Social justice in that land. Social justice in that land. Social justice in that land where I'm bound. Social justice in that land. Social justice in that land. Social justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be beauty. There'll be beauty in that land. There'll be beauty in that land. There'll be beauty in that land where I'm bound. Be beauty in that land. There'll be beauty in that land. There'll be beauty in that land where I'm bound. Okay, let me scroll back just a little bit because I missed a lot and they're wonderful. It's so neat that these are in the chat because even though we can't sing all of them, you get to see them. Yeah, ooh, health and wellness. I like bringing that in. Health and wellness in that land. Health and wellness in that land. Health and wellness in that land where I'm bound. Health and wellness in that land. Health and wellness in that land. Health and wellness in that land where I'm bound. Balance. There'll be balance in that land. There'll be balance in that land. There'll be balance in that land where I'm bound. There'll be balance in that land. There'll be balance in that land. There'll be balance in that land where I'm bound. Peace, health and wellness, healthcare for all, harmony, connection, sweetness, thriving, safety, tenderness, singing, empathy, beauty, grace, equality, compassion, woman power. Yeah, wherever that land is, man, I'm going there, and we're all going together, and we're making it right now because every time, of course, that we act with compassion, empathy, justice, courage, tenderness, we're creating that land, you know. And God willing, it will spread in great ripples, and we will see that day. So come and go with me. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Yeah. Woo, yeah. Thank you all. Oh, God, I'm going to save this chat for sure. That was great. So there are, I believe, I can't believe there's no young people. This is the first night, I think, since we started inviting young people that we haven't seen any. Have any young people come on since I last mentioned this? Guess not. Okay.
Just young in spirit.
Yep. Well, amen. Amen. That's right. Well, listen, I'm going to just jump into something else. Um, I'm going to sing you. I'm going to sing you the first song, not the first song I ever wrote, but the first song that sort of stepped out the into a realm where it was crafted in a way where people recognize this as a beautiful, beautiful song. And I wrote it when I was about 19, 20 at the most. And my son, decades later, as a young boy, said, "Mom, that's my favorite. That's the best song you've ever written." And he's written a lot of my songs. And I wrote it. It's about dreams, and I wrote it when I had at that age of 19 or so. I've been writing my whole high school career, songs of social justice and all kinds of stuff. And some men down in New York City heard me somehow. I don't know how. I think a friend of mine knew a friend who knew a friend, and they were advertising guys. And they had it in their idea that they wanted to be sort of music moguls on the side. And they wanted to take a young developing star and lift her up and get her into the highlight. They were very enchanted with that idea. It's a very common story of men with some money and power, white men with some money and power, latching onto a young artist and hoping to make something of. And I was thrilled. I was totally excited. So I moved to New York City in 19, I want to say 70 maybe. And they had me singing in different clubs, and they had me going down to TV studios to audition for. Do you remember that TV show? I think it was actually called Zoom. It was a children's show, and it was Tom Chapin was the host. Anybody remember that? Anyway, I auditioned for
I
that.
remember.
Yeah, remember? Yeah. So anyway, it ended badly, as most of those stories do. It was very disheartening. My music and my personhood did not fit into the New York cool, hip scene that they were part of. And it was quite devastating as a young artist, to be honest, because it felt like a complete failure. And, in a sense it was. So I went back up north from New York back to Boston on a bus one day. Simple goodbye, New York. Prepared to go back to college and give it all up, give up music and, just go back to college. And the day before, one of these guys' girlfriends had taken me to the Met, the museum, because they had a very unusual Degas exhibit. And we thought we'd go see it. I'm not a big dance fan, but it was stunning. It was absolutely stunning. And when I was on that bus, kind of a little bit of tears in my eyes, feeling pretty darn defeated, this song came to me like literally like on angel's wings. I mean, I just got out an envelope out of my purse and a pen and started taking dictation because it just came to me almost fully written. I wrote the whole thing on the bus. So long story, but this is a song for all of our childhood dreams. When she was still too young to know a painter from a priest, her father took her Sunday walking in the windy street. To get out of the cold, they chanced to find a gallery, and her feet danced up the stairs. She twirled about, and there, hanging gaily on the wall, this dreamer saw a Degas dancer. Her booted feet were restless on the velvet carpet hall. She longed for satin slippers and a bar along the wall. She felt within her moving such an answer to this call, to float and twirl and spin like a leaf before the wind. Oh, to fly and to be free, born to be a Dega dancer. In her mind, she saw an empty stage with candelabras dim, a crowd of people waiting for the music to begin, and herself lifting the hearts of those who watched her twirl and spin. Oh, the flash of gold and lace, the look upon her face, they'd remember in a dream, for they had seen a Dega dancer. When she was still too lost in thought to feel the world rush by, her father led her to the trolley, told her not to cry. There'll be other Sundays, other paintings, other dreams to try. By the time that you are free, you'll know what you are to be. But for now, it's time for tea. Don't look at me for the answer. It's up to you if you will be a Dega dancer. Thank you so much. Wow, that's a real treat to sing that to you. It's not a song that gets out in public very often anymore. And I love how the dad, supported her dreams and said, I can't do it for you, but, I'm not saying you're crazy, And it makes me think about just who nurtures our dreams now and in the past, right? So I thought maybe we'd just take a minute to light your candle if you haven't lit it already. I've got mine right in front of me here. And if you don't have a candle, as I always point out, there's one right behind me just for you. We'll take a moment to do a little just centering and settling even a little further now. And I have a little thought about something for you to ponder or dwell on. So beginning, if you do have a candle, by just gazing into it for a moment and just appreciating that tender little flame. It seems to have just the right amount of nourishment to be just big enough to be right size. It doesn't go wild, it doesn't go flaming up to the ceiling. It's just enough. So maybe just breathing in that little tender message of that nourishment is all around us. We are fed constantly by trees, by stars, by wind, by neighbors, by friends, loved ones, the sky. There's just nourishment everywhere if we open our eyes and let it come in. Keeps our little flame going. So just a few easy, deep breaths, closing your eyes if you wish or not. Just feeling yourself right here, right now. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. You've walked into this living room, this concert hall, this sacred space, and you're here with all of us. And maybe just take a deep breath in through your nostrils and then a long sigh out through your open mouth. And just sigh out any tensions of the day, any thoughts, any hesitations. Just let it all go. 2 or 3 of those deep breaths and just sigh out and let everything go. And then just let your memory go back to yourself as a small child, whatever age you tend to go back to. And particularly about what did you like about yourself? What was neat about you as a child? What did you like to do? What was your energy like? Just picture yourself doing whatever it was you did at some point or other. And maybe you can remember a dream that you had, an idea about yourself, of who you were going to be, how you were going to be when you were bigger. Maybe something inspired you, a teacher, some kind of adult who was doing something that you thought, wow, I want to do that. Maybe it was just something that came to you out of who knows where. And maybe it wasn't a thing like a profession or a do, but more just a sense of who you wanted to be, what you aspired to. And another question relating to this is, did anyone encourage you in that way? Did anyone nourish that dream? Overtly by encouraging you verbally or in other ways, or maybe just by witnessing you and loving you, and you felt encouraged. Just continuing to breathe and just let this all unfold. And the last question for you is, as an adult now, an older person, what is your vision now for something you really, really, really want to manifest? Either you or collectively. It's a little bit like the song, What's Your Vision? But just whatever, just is passionate for you. I really want this. I really want a just law enforcement system. I really want healthy food for everyone. I really want children to not grow up afraid. So, and then just take another nice deep breath. And that made me think of a song I hadn't planned to sing, but I think we will. It's just a really sweet song, not too difficult. We sang it maybe a month ago or so. I wrote it I wrote it recently. How did the rose? It's from a Hafiz poem. And as I thought about encouragement and the idea that someone can just shine encouragement on you without saying a word, we know what that feels like. I thought, oh, that's what this song is about. So here's how it goes. If you remember it at all, just jump right in. Otherwise, we'll just kind of sing it till you know it. I'm a great believer in the jump into the deep end version of singing. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to the world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of the light shining upon its being. Otherwise, we would all remain closed and alone, defended and cold, lonely and just too frightened. So we'll stop there. How did the rose ever open its heart? You got the words. Just follow the leader. Melanie DeMore, the way she teaches songs is she says, look at my lips. So if you want to put me on speaker, you might see me a little better. And just sing it a minute after, like a second after I do. Just be a nanosecond behind me. It really works. So here we go. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to the world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of the light shining upon its being. Otherwise, we would all remain closed and alone, defended and cold, lonely and just too frightened. So let me be the rose, let me be the rose, let me be the rose and open. Now just see if you can relax a little bit. Trust yourself, trust your voice, trust your memory. Trust the song to carry you. Dive in. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to the world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of the light shining upon its being. Otherwise, we would all remain closed and alone, defended and cold, lonely and just too frightened. So let me be the rose, let me be the rose, let me be the rose and open. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good to see you all. Let me just scroll through for a minute. I got to get my eye candy here. I got to just look at you all. Hi, Ruth, you made it. Oh, great. What a great crew you are. You really are. I'm feeling very bonded with this whole thing. It's nice. I like that feeling. Okay, so onward. So one of the things that has nourished me, I want to take a minute because I always like to share good news because we certainly get plenty of bad news if we pay any attention to the media, which I encourage you not to do too much of. But good news, my light, my flame went sky high when I learned that Cori Bush had won the Missouri primary and will be another African American woman congressperson this fall. And she's something else. She's going to bring a new flavor. Even I know we have some amazing women of color in the Congress, but this woman is going to bring it another piece, another flavor of the whole thing. If you don't know much about her, look her up, listen to her talk in whatever, find her and listen to her. It's just she's really of the people. She's a real down to earth of the people person. So that lit me up real good, and I'm so glad that Jemiah. Oh, I knew I was going to get her name wrong. You know who I mean. Somebody help me. Um, Nobody knows who I'm talking about. I'll find it. I'll figure it out. Never mind. Another woman who was needing to defend her seat, won against a she's one of the squad. Yeah, Jamila. I can't believe this. I hate it when I freeze up like this. Never mind. We'll find it. Somebody will find it for me. Um,
Jayapal.
so, so say it again.
Pamela Jayapal. Or
Jayapal. Thank you, Jayapal. That's what I was looking for. Thank you very, very much for that match. Okay. So we are now going to sing the words of Arundhati Roy in honor of these victories and many more victories that we can't name tonight. It goes like this. There's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. Some of you know this. There's a new world coming. I can hear her breathing. I can hear her breathing. Sing with me. There's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. I can hear her breathing. I can hear her breathing. Yeah, and be sure to do those breaths. Those are kind of birth breaths. Like when a woman is giving birth, often it helps to take a couple of deep in breaths or short in breaths and then a long out breath that kind of moves things along. So we got to breathe as if we are giving birth. One more. There's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. I can hear her breathing. I can hear her breathing. I got a question for you. So are you ready for that great morning? Are you ready for that clear light? Are you ready to work together, sing through every long dark night? 'Cause there's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. There's a new world coming. I can hear her breathing. Really let it out. I can hear her breathing. And now it's your turn to answer the question. Yes, we are ready for that great morning, for that clear light, to work together and sing through every long, dark night. Yes, we are ready for that great morning. We are ready for that clear light. We are ready her breathing. Yeah. I can hear her breathing. One more. I can hear her breathe. Yeah. All right. And thank you, Margaret. You got it right. And we're going to say it out loud now. It was Rashida Tlaib. That's who it is. That's who it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great news. Great news. All right, my friends. Ooh. How'd you like singing that? Did that feel okay? Great. So, one day, if the day comes when we get to gather in large rooms together, um, you don't know this already, but one of the entrance fee for coming into this event is that you have to be willing to travel to wherever we meet in person from wherever you are and have a big reunion of this beautiful virtual community. And in lieu of that, we'll do something where people who are local can come together and we'll Zoom it to all of you who aren't. But that's a nice vision. I like that vision. I'm ready for that. So I got one more little solo here for you. Oh, maybe more. Another one, true story, written for my son. It's all about him, although it's written in the first person, so I'm actually impersonating my son and singing it as if I were him. All of this actually happened. When I was just a little thing and I hadn't spoke a word, a flash of blue and feathers caught my eye out in the yard. My mama tells this story and she swears by what she heard. Her mother's heart interpreted my babbling as bird. My son's first word, I swear. My parents took me hiking where the mountains touch the sea. I rode high in the backpack, as tall as any tree. Soon they heard me laughing, chortling, gurgling with delight. They turned to look, but what I saw was hidden from their sight. But it was real to me, real to me, and I will always believe there's more to this than we can see. Now maybe it was fairies a-dancing in the air, with wings of lace and light, magic whirling everywhere. Some kind of enchantment, a midsummer's daydream. But my parents knew that magic had laid its hand on me, and it was real to me, real to me, and I will always believe there's more to this than we can see. And I only have the words for this because my parents stored these moments in their memories and later gave me words. Whether it is true or not, I've come to understand. They gave to me a story that reminds me who I am. And it helps me to remember to listen to my truth, See worlds beyond the knowing, beyond reason, beyond proof. And in my darkest hour, I feel those wings that brushed my face. They tell me of a world of peace, of promise, and of grace. And it is real to me, real to me. And I will always believe there's more to this than we can see. Because it's real, I know it's real to me. Oh boy. I practiced that this afternoon so I could get all the crying out before I sang it to you. um, so I was talking to David the other day, my partner, and I was telling him I was a little freaked out, or a little more than a little freaked out, at the very real possibility that we will have some either no election or a very distorted election or a contested election or a stolen election, or there's just a laundry list of what could go wrong. And that was scared, you know, and I was scared of the chaos, the increasing chaos that could occur from that. I was scared of the military and police and National Guard, and you know, the whole you know, it is, you know how it is. We have good dreams and we have bad dreams. This was a really bad dream. This is a nightmare scenario. And I'm almost sorry to sprinkle that into the vibe here, but on the other hand, I know you all have your moments where you have those scenarios. You have your own scenarios of what may be coming. So he said, well, if you were talking to one of your young friends, one of the young women, I don't know if he said women or whatever, but that are teenage, a little older than teenage, young adult, my son's age or a little younger, because I have numerous young people in my life that are just that precious, precious age. What would you say to them? I took a deep breath. And then I started, you know, and he said, go write that down. So I did. And then I crafted it a little bit, but I'm going to read it to you. So this is called, I called this To My Son and His Friends. Systems fail. It is inevitable. The situation has outgrown the system's capacity, and it must fail. New systems will be created to meet current times. They too will eventually be outdated, fail, and fall. And we call it disaster. Don't be too afraid. As elections fail, as state violence increases, as institutions that seem carved in stone crumble and become obsolete, it is an ugly process, but it is not the end of the story. Be very clear about your values, what you believe in most deeply, for this is what is enduring. This is what you can live in and live by as the surface reels and tumbles us about. Stay in the deep underwater currents of the river, where it is steady and constant, moving ever toward the sea. The surface ripples, waves, hurricanes, tsunamis will be there. But you stay in the deeper stream, the deep truth of what you know you know. Then you will remain a useful part of creating the next system, which will hold us steady for a while, though never forever. Only the deep waters are forever. And I have a song for you that sings all that in a little bit shorter. So here's how it goes. Stay in the flow of what, oh boy, you know what? I have to, this is brand new. This is like yesterday, so give me a minute. Stay in the flow of what you know. Storms will rise and winds will blow. Waves will rock our little boat. So stay in the flow of what you know. So just try that with me. Stay in the flow of what you know. Why don't you repeat that for me, okay? Ready? Stay in the flow of what you know. And listen to the next one. Storms will rise and winds will blow. Storms will rise and winds will blow. Waves will rock our little boat. Waves will rock our little boat. So stay in the flow of what you know. Stay in the flow of what you know. Let's do that again and then go on. Stay in the flow of what you know. Storms will rise and winds will blow. Waves will rock our little boat. So stay in the flow of what you know. Stay in the flow that's underground. Systems rise and fall back down. Birth and death and the wheel goes around. So stay in the flow that's underground. Stay in the song inside of you. The one you know will get you through. You learned it young and it still is true. Stay in the song inside of you. Stay in the flow of what you know. The deepest waters know where to go. Waves will rock our little boat. So stay in the flow of what you, that verse again. Stay in the flow of what you know. The deepest waters know where to go. Waves will rock our little boat. So stay in the flow of what you know. 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 What you know. What you know. Okay. Oh, let's see, what time is it? Okay. So I get from a lot of you that breakout rooms are very possible. Very popular. So we're going to do breakout rooms, but I also have one more important song I want to sing tonight, and it is really inspired by or activated by the bombing in Beirut, which is another thing I wanted to just lift up tonight as we light our candles and just hold all of Beirut and the people of Lebanon in our hearts. But before we go there, what I want to do is put you in rooms of two so that you have a little more time, because people who've responded say, we need more time. And yet we want to sing. So we're going to try pairs tonight. And what I'm hoping you can talk about anything you want. But, and let me just a minute, I've got to do some math here. So just give me a quick minute. Yeah. Okay, I think I got it. Great. So the questions I was wondering about was just the things you thought of earlier about your childhood dream and your visions now, and who encouraged you then, and what encourages you now? What feeds your faith now as you try to maintain your visions in the face of a lot of negative stuff. So that's my idea of a topic. You're going to do whatever you feel like doing, but have a wonderful time. I'm going to give you about 6 minutes, so that's about 3 minutes each, and we'll summon you back. Okay? If for some reason you're not in the mood to go in a breakout, just hang out here. And that means if some people end up in a room alone, I will match you with somebody. It may take a minute, so don't worry if you're alone for a couple of minutes. Okay, here we go. Move to. Oh dear. Huh.
Hi.
Hi.
I was paired with Liz, but Liz says she's recording for you tonight.
Yeah.
And so she didn't think we should be having a conversation because it would go on the recording.
I don't know if that happens, but that's a good thought. It might be true. That may be true. Let me put you in with somebody. I'll put you in with somebody. Was that Roberta?
I'm Roberta.
Yes, it's Roberta.
Okay, Roberta, let me just find you. I've got a room for you for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that should work. You might have to click to join. I put you in a room, but it says not joined.
Okay.
You don't have a little button where you can join?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh,
There's
free.
Liz again. No, I don't see anything.
Oh my goodness. Well, to be honest, this is the first time I've ever done this, so I may be doing it wrong. I'm
It
very
won't break my heart. I mean, we will be coming back together at the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I mean,
I'm going to try moving you again. Yeah, see, I keep moving you, but it says not joined.
it's tricky.
Yeah, there's some little
No
piece.
problem. I don't feel badly. I'm not taking it personally.
Good, good. All
Hey,
right.
Betsy, I was in the room by myself.
Gotcha. Yeah, that seems to be happening, and I'm trying to move people, and I'm not being very good at it.
Yeah, no worries.
Why don't we just hang out here? So somebody, I'd love to hear somebody share on on the topic at hand. Anybody feel like it?
Yeah. What am I aiming for in this?
What was your childhood dream?
Oh,
If you're
childhood
interested? I mean, that's one question if you're interested in that. And or what's a dream now? Or anybody else got a
Yeah.
childhood? Yeah.
No, I think I wasn't a small child, maybe a young teenager. World peace.
Really, as a small
I
child.
grew up, I was just 9 years old when the bombs went off in Hiroshima, and of course everybody around me was delighted, and I didn't know. I mean, what did I know? Yes, end this war, but if we could just all love each other, I mean, just appreciate one another, understand one another. So I've spent a lot of time in my lifetime working on that. I haven't quite achieved world peace yet, but
That's what you're aiming for. That's what you're aiming for. And
Yeah.
whatever we're aiming for lines up our activities behind it. It shapes how we live. So you've had a good life because you had a very good, vision. Lucy, do you have anything cooking that you could share?
What came up for me was I wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be a singer. Yeah, I would take like a decanter, like the top of the decanter, and just sing around the house, make a believe that I was like,
Sweet.
Yeah, yeah. I remember the red bottle too. I remember it was beautiful. Yeah,
Cool. That's neat, Lucy.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Lori, can you unmute? Lori Rhea?
I'm not seeing mine.
There you go. Go ahead.
I've always been a water baby and by the beach. And I think because my mother was ill, I was inspired. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. That didn't happen because I can't stand blood. But the water always stayed with me. And I guess my dream is that the water would be clear and the oceans would be clear enough for us to swim in and bring that dream back to everybody.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. That's really beautiful. Let me just take a look at the time here. Okay, I think I should bring people back. Well, that's what we get for today. Oh, golly. Yeah, I'll have to study up on how you. Although I was able to move a couple of people, but other ones it just didn't happen. So I have more to learn on this topic. Hmm.
Can I say something, Beth?
Oh, yes, please.
You know, I just think you're very courageous. I've got this whole block against any kind of technology stuff, you know.
Thank you.
And I think, you know, just doing this and not, you know, not getting upset about it, just saying, okay, well, I guess I gotta go find out a couple of more things.
Well, thank you, Joanne. I appreciate that. Oh, I think many musicians have to, like it or not, become a little bit tech savvy because we have to handle microphones, sound systems, recording. You know, it's just it. I'm not born for that, believe me, but I can learn if I have to. You know, if it matters enough to me. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Ooh. So that was a mixed success. There was some people who were alone, and I tried to move them to somebody else who was alone, and I just didn't do it right. I don't know how to do it. So I hope you had a great time. Maybe we'll have one or two people just, if you want to just speak to the larger group about what your dream was as a child or what your vision is now or just anything that came out of that conversation. If you'd like to share it, just do the electronic raise hand. Click on participants. At the bottom of the participant column is a raise hand, and I will see it. I will see your electronically raised hand. Yeah, Madge.
Okay, well, we just had a lovely little exchange with Kaya, and we decided, among other things, that music and gardening and friendships, but keeping safe distances, are what help keep our balance in this really anxiety-provoking and crazy world. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is that although hatred is contagious and is being spread from on high, love is contagious, and we're going to turn it so that hate becomes something people are ashamed of instead of something they are proud of.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Sylvia. Sylvia, you need to unmute.
There we go. I didn't have a lot of dreams as a child, but one that's been persistent since young adulthood is a collective healing space. I've come to think of it as grandmother's plural living room, where we collectively grow food and share kitchen duties, learning and teaching, and music and creativity across cultures and ages and all sorts of pluralities.
Thank you. I share that dream. I love hearing other people's dreams because it's like, oh yeah, I want that one too, and it makes my future look more and the future look more and more rich. Let's just do one more. Mary M, can you unmute?
Hi. My neighbor and I got matched together, so that was fun.
Nice.
And we talk a lot. So what we were really taken by is our mothers and how our mothers, they gave a lot and they were loving and they were caring. And my neighbor also had an aunt who also showed her how to love herself and what to do to take care of herself. And
Nice.
we really need to be aware of that right now and do that for ourselves and remind each other of it as well. And I loved hearing about the gardening and the music and the things that sustain us through hard times. So thank you. Thank you for this, Betsy. This helps
Yeah.
tremendously.
Good. Yes, it helps. It does. I know it does. I took a little workshop the other day through the Thrive community here in Oakland, a wonderful non-denominational spiritual activist youthful community in Oakland. Anyway, and it was about resilience and trauma, and they talked about the what builds resilience and kind of from a trauma perspective. And there's a beautiful list, and you'd recognize all of it. Contact with animals, contact with nature. But one of them was singing. And this is an act of recovery and healing that we do here together. So, yeah. Okay, my friends, let's take a deep breath. And feel your way back into that space where your aliveness from childhood on is right there. That part of you that was a dancing, joyful, playful, hopeful little being. And even if you don't remember yourself that way, you were. There was a time. There was a time. And just breathe into that energy the way you'd breathe gently on a little flame for a campfire that you want to catch and have it grow. Just that steady breath, that steady shining like the sun on the rose, shining on your heart's dreams, your life energy, your capacity to take risk. And then opening our eyes and shining it on each other. Just maybe put yourself on gallery. Breathe in and out. And think of yourself as the sun shining on all those roses that you see in the room. And we'll just sing this simple song. Most of us know it, very easy. We'll sing it for the people of Beirut. We'll sing it for each other. And for any other place where you want more light, more love, more hope, we send it. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. And I'll play for a moment and just say out loud in your own home, don't unmute, but just for yourself, say out loud the names that come to you of people that your heart is shining toward right now. I know that it's real, it's real. Your love is real, your light is real. And it'll be real to them. These things are felt in some mysterious way. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. So with great love, great blessing, great faith in all of us, we go forth in a moment.